2020, the time when the world was falling apart. Without proper preparation, the whole world was racing just to survive and try not to collapse. The sound of crying from the people who were losing, and the sound of distress from those who lost their jobs. Degradation in almost all fields of life, cooperation, government, work, pleasure, as well as education. What an experience and an eye-opening year for all of us. The world is getting healed now on, with a few remaining cases of COVID-19 compared to when it first appeared and was spreading. We were struggling with the education system on pandemic because we did it with the expectation of not knowing that such a thing would be happening. But time after time, we are getting used to online learning. And however, since then, how is the education going after the pandemic? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Muhammad Kiramdani from the Faculty of Tarbiyah and Teacher Training. Thank you to the BMC community of Walisongo and the honorable judges for providing me the opportunity to deliver this speech about this topic, the Indonesian education after the pandemic. Speaking of education, we were used to implementing the face-to-face classes, which are effective for doing teaching and learning activities. But due to social restriction on pandemic, we had to do those stuff all by online, which wasn't really worked out because some of activities must have been doing by offline to make them more efficient, just like presentation, brainstorming, and also practical activity. We were so techy, didn't we? Like we didn't really know technologies. Like, how do I use this application? How do I submit this assignment on Edmodo? Even the teachers themselves experience it. By the way, by that we have learned so many things. We know how to operate educating education and also editing application. We become more creative in utilizing that are available around us. We are realize that sometimes life just doesn't go the way we want, and what we have to do is to deal and face the reality and try to always be grateful for every scenario that is meant to happen. We are aware that health is wealth. We become more respect togetherness, and we are wise up that time is temporary and it is depending on how we maximize it. With all the circumstances that were happening, we should be more sensitive in terms of being hardworking in doing specific things, especially on education. In many schools, we have been doing offline classes recently, and actually we have tools to use. While of my friend always saying that, dude, online class is more pleasure. I don't bother to take a bath in the morning. I can eat food while studying, and sometimes I don't even listen to what teacher says and watch YouTube videos instead. Yeah, many of us must have been experienced that kind of feeling, like we've had home for a long time, and what we did was just chill around and didn't really productive on certain thing. But that is not how we should act. That is not the thinking that we should plan in our heads. What we must realize is that if we were able to do this even before the COVID-19 attack, then we can do it even better now. Like, for example, we can make presentation to be more innovative by creating creative PowerPoint, and we are capable of having critical thinking in consuming and understanding every information and every knowledge. Well, in any case, technology would never replace teacher position in teaching. Both teacher and student have learned at the worst. If it's true that in this after pandemic education, many of us have been degraded, then it is our obligation for teacher and also student to become more skilled in education after this pandemic. Like, we have to make education back to normal, even try to upgrade it to the next level. The level where we are having comprehensive thinking and action, the level at which students and also graduates are capable of increasing and advancing the nation and also the civilization. And the question is, who are the participants that must take a role in advancing and restoring the education system after the pandemic? Surely, student as the subject of education, teacher as a mentor who knows things better, and also no less important role that must take a role is government. Government as the facilitator in education system. Government shall do useful thing for us student and also teacher. Like they need to educate us, like how and what we have to do to contribute and implementing the education system after the pandemic. If all participants can take control in their each role, then Indonesian education after the pandemic can back to normal and even more advanced. There is a quote saying by Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Indonesia, we are capable, we can do it. Thank you so much for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.